Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another episode reviews. This time it's going to be for season 4 of A.W.O.L, episodes 10 through 16. Yeah, episodes 10 through 16, season 4 A.W.O.L, and the titles are Blood Debt, A.W.O.L, Unchained, Sins of the Father, Code of Silence, Taken, and Broken Hearts. So yeah, before I begin though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those that have yet to actually watch these episodes and haven't already. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch, these episodes and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me to never give you a further warning because as usual, I did. So as usual, quick synopsis, links and dislikes, and then the rate. So start off with Blood Debt, episode 10, season 4. Basically, you have Felicity. She is in the hospital because of the gun wounds from the mid-season finale, episode 9. So that happened. Furthermore, you basically have Anarchy, who's this villain I believe we had back in season 2, I believe, or maybe season 3. And he has the makeup on him is pretty good. He has like half his face burnt or whatever. Kind of reminded me, or at least the makeup reminded me of Dwight from The Walking Dead, where he has like half his face burnt. I mean, in Anarchy's case, it's like the whole, just like most of his face, especially around this area, like the eyes and the nose, it's like burnt. But it looks pretty cool in my opinion. I feel like they did a better job here than they did on Dwight and The Walking Dead. Granted, two different shows, but just saying. And basically, the main gist is you have this Anarchy character. He's pissed off at Damien Dark to a certain degree, and he's also pissed off at Team Arrow. He's not pissed off at Thea, he's not pissed off at Thea because I guess Thea saved his life previously, but whatever. But he is pissed off at Team Arrow, so it's kind of one of those things like Team Arrow and Anarchy, they kind of come to some kind of agreement, and they were like, hey, Team Arrow's like, hey, can you try to kill Damien Dark? And Anarchy's like, yeah, I'll try. Come to find out, he tries to kill Damien Dark's family. The Team Arrow comes in, stops him, and Damien Dark's like, well, you saved my family. I'll give you a few weeks to be with your family. Goodbye. And he basically has his family, puts his family in hiding, and yeah, it was actually pretty cool, pretty interesting confrontation in my opinion, because again, because for the most part we've seen Damien Dark as this really, I wouldn't say big, but big physically, but I would say he is this big menacing force, and it is kind of interesting to see that he does care for other people, in this case his family, and it's funny because you also have his wife, which I fucking hate his wife. Yeah, I mean, as a character, which is the point. You have to hate the character, but yeah, I hate his wife as well. I think I hate his wife more than Damien Dark. Character-wise, not the actors. The actors do a great job, in my opinion. Again, the characters. Just because what she does in some of the other episodes, or how she acts in some of the other episodes, is kind of bitchy, cunty. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm using those words wrong. But whatever. But in this episode, she's like, you had a perfect chance to kill the Arrow. You should have taken it. So yeah, and then we get kind of like a flash forward into that grave scene, and you have Felicity who says you should try to kill Damien Dark. So it seems like that graveyard scene happens right before the season 4 ends. So yeah, and again, you guys have to remember I'm kind of behind on season 4. I'm binge watching. So yeah, A.W.O.L, probably one of my least favorite episodes, because it focuses on Felicity. For me, I just don't like Felicity as a character half the time, okay? Sometimes she's good, sometimes she's bad. This is one of those times where she's bad. No, I have no problems with the actress, Emily Bett-Ricard. She's a good actress. I just feel like the writing for Felicity specifically just sucks half the time. But basically, it's like the title says, A.W.O.L. She's going, due to her drugs, the drugs she took because of surgery. She's kind of just like she's all over the place, and she's kind of hallucinating. She's thinking of her goth self, like when she was like 20 years old. I'm assuming she's like in her mid to late 30s in the show, so I'm assuming it's like 10 years prior when she was in that goth phase in her early 20s. and that's basically what she's. That's basically the gist of the episode. That's the majority of the episode. Um, I mean the flashbacks. There's the flashbacks. That deal, the flashbacks, them trying to find this totem and whatever. I mean, sure, which eventually does lead to the Shadow Spire story arc, or that's the comic book counterpart, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Don't know much about it, but just saying. So there's the flashbacks. I mean, again, most of the episodes just revolves around Felicity. You do have Diggle story arc, and we see some stuff with him where there's flashbacks where he was in the military in Afghanistan or Iraq. That was pretty cool. He was there with his brother again. Pretty cool. We know they do have some history. Obviously, they are siblings, so there's that. But yeah, I mean, there you just have some stuff with Argus, Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller's killed, which I like because I don't like the actress for Amanda Waller in the show. Here's the thing, I just don't like Amanda Waller as a character, period. So that's my major issue with Amanda Waller. Like, I think they do her justice in the comics, but I feel when they try to portray her in live action or in the animated movies, I feel like Amanda Waller just cannot, for whatever reason, they have not done not even a decent portrayal of Amanda Waller in whether it be the Suicide Squad movie, the Arrow TV show, or like some of the DC animated movies. I don't think they haven't. For me, they just haven't done a decent interpretation of Amanda Waller when it comes to movies and TV. That's just my opinion. And the actress they got for Amanda Waller is just fucking terrible in my opinion. So that doesn't help their case. So yeah. But yeah, she's killed off, which I'm happy. I guess. So there's that. But not a good episode in my opinion. Before I forget, episode 10, Blood Debt, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. And as for A.W.O.L, episode 11, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Again, when most of the episodes based on Felicity, which is one of those characters I have a love-hate, not even love, it's like a like-hate relationship with. It's not that good. So there's that. Next up, Unchained. Basically, you have, what do you have here? Okay, yeah. So I blinked out for a second. You have Oliver. You have Team Arrow. Specifically, Team Arrow, Oliver, whatever. And they're going after this burglar. Come to find out, the burglar is Roy. So Roy Harper, the original Speedy Red Arrow, whatever you want to call him. And obviously, Team Arrow's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing here? Turns out that he's being manipulated by this guy called Calculator, who's trying to get this really high-end technology. Obviously, he's trying to steal it. So he's trying to get some of this high-end technology. Turns out that the Calculator is Felicity's father, which was an interesting turn of events in my opinion. So that's the main story arc. The second part of the story is that you have Thea. She's going into this coma because of her blood dealings or whatever, because she was resurrected through the Lazarus pit. Now she needs blood again to survive. She needs to kill again to survive, and that's kind of taken a toll on her. And it seems like she may or may not die. You have Merlin, who's saying, as much as I like my daughter, I like the League of Assassins more. So it's one of those things like we know Merlin's a douchebag. He's not a good father. Like, I think most of the fathers in Arrow and even the Flash, for that to an extent, aren't that good fathers. I mean, Quentin's, when you really think about it, Quentin's not that good a father. Okay, who else do we have? If we go into the Flash side of Flash side, I mean, they have better fathers, but they're not that good either. I mean, Henry Allen was in jail for for like the majority of his son's life, so that really doesn't help his case. And who's the main father in Flash? I mean, Harrison Wells in the Earth 2. Harrison Wells isn't that good a father either, because he was a bit neglectful. Who's the other one? Joe West. Joe West is like on and off. Depends on how you like. With Iris, he's a good father. With Barry and Iris, he's a good father. With Wally West, not really. So yeah, but back on this. And even Oliver's not that good a father because remember, he has William. Speaking of which, Dark does kidnap William towards the end of the episode. So there's that. I feel like I'm forgetting something because I went kind of off topic. We're on Unchained. Then as for the flashbacks, the major thing in the flashbacks is that Oliver tells the woman that he's with, or in that cell, that I killed your brother because Conklin told me to. Conklin told your brother to attack me, and I had to kill him out of self-defense. She got pissed off, so there's that. And you also get, I forget if it was in this episode or the next episode. You also have Conklin, who kind of comes in a resurrected form, and like in the flashbacks, right before they get this totem, this thing, this magical item, totem, whatever. They, how do I say this? Oliver has the tattoos on his side. Okay, now those tattoos are kind of like the passcode or like the password, so to speak. And now Conklin's ghost sees the tattoos. He's like, "You are worthy. Go right on ahead." So there's that. I don't remember if that was in episode 12 or episode 13, but I just kind of want to throw it out there because it kind of ties into these flashbacks. Because flashbacks, you have Dark who kidnaps William at the end of the episode. You have Merlin who kind of betrays Merlin who portrays that. The thing is that 12 and 13, they're like a two-part episode, so I'm kind of just thinking between them. I'm trying to think what is exclusive to episode 12. Um, yeah, because I think right now, even after that, I think the William stuff is with episode 13, come to think of it. So there's that. Yeah, so episode 13 is a stronger episode in my opinion of this two-part story arc. Episode 13 is the stronger one in my opinion. Episode 12 is like kind of the setting up for it, but even after that, it's not that good a setup in my opinion. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Um, as for episode 13, I mean that's where you have some of the bigger stuff. You have Nissa who has the cure for Thea, which was kind of discussed in episode 12, but comes full circle in episode 13. She has the cure for Thea's bloodlust situation, but Merlin says I don't want to give up the league. So what they decide to do is they do this duel, so to speak. But Oliver says that since Nissa in the eye of the league is technically his wife, he will fight in Nissa's defense, which was actually pretty cool in my opinion. Which interesting, cool in my opinion. And you have Merlin and Oliver who do fight, which is actually pretty good in my opinion. I do think it is a pretty good fight in my opinion. And it ends with Merlin losing an arm, and that's how he comes to betray Team Arrow. He goes to Dark, says, "Hey, William is the son of Oliver," and stuff like that. So yeah, again, I'm kind of melding stuff between episodes 12 and 13 because they're kind of, again, they're two-part mini-series or mini arc or whatever. So it is kind of easy to confuse the pair. But again, as I said before, episode 13 was a stronger one out of the two. And for episode 13, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. I have the ratings right here, jotted down right here, so that's why I'm looking off to the side, along with some notes from each episode. I guess I should have wrote a few more notes in my opinion. Episode 4, episode 14, Code of Silence, and that's basically where they're trying to okay, here you have Damien Dark's here you have Damien Dark's wife, and I hope I get this one right, Ruve Adams. That's her name. She is running against Oliver. In my opinion, it's actually pretty interesting politically. Again, I don't know anything about politics, and when they have in comic books, it's even worse in my opinion because you understand less. But whatever. I do like how they're trying to pit these two characters against each other. Oliver being, the good guy, so to speak, even though he does have his problems. Then Ruve kind of being Dark's wife. It is kind of interesting because they do give a bit of insight into Ruve's political views, I suppose you could say, which is interesting. I'm not going to get into it because it was just like, oh yeah, Hive, and I just don't want you around, so goodbye. So yeah, but basically, throughout the episode, you have this group called the Demolition Team who is also working with Hive and Ruve, and they're trying to, first off, they try to kill off Quentin in this building, which, in my opinion, the CGI for that scene was just horrendous, in my opinion, or the special effects for that scene was just horrendous, in my opinion, so I'm going to leave it at that. But they did try to kill off Quentin because he is working with Team Arrow now. And basically, the big gist of the episode is that they are trying to kill Oliver, and, well, not just Oliver, they're trying to kill everybody except Ruve and her team, or her team, political party team, and one of the upcoming discussion topics, one of the upcoming debates, mayoral debates, and that was her plan. Team Arrow kind of squashes that plan, says yeah, that's not gonna happen, squashes the plans, and it's a pretty good scene or sequence because it was like a 5 to 10 minute scene. You do have some pretty cool fights with Black Canary and that's Laurel and Thea. Overall, some pretty good action scenes. Apparently the Demolition Team in the DC Comics isn't really that big of a force or team. They're just like D-list side characters, if anything, that appear like what one issue every like 5 or 6 years. So I guess it was pretty interesting to see them. I guess overall pretty good episode in my opinion. I do feel like there was a bit of a missed opportunity here with them trying to. I do feel like I feel like there could have been a bit more action in my opinion. I think that would have been a bit cooler. So yeah, and for that episode, this episode, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Now next up, episode 15. Yeah, 15 Taken. Um, so what's that quote? I will find you and I will kill you. Something like that, right? Okay, Taken. This is where you have Oliver who finally figures out that William has been taken. No pun intended. Yeah, it says here Dark reveals that to Oliver that he has William and only will return him to Oliver if he drops out the mayoral race. Um, so yeah, and this is pretty interesting in my opinion. As I said before, I don't really like Felicity as a character, so he's kind of forced to reveal, hey, I have a son, to the whole team as a whole. He's like, I have a son, but I couldn't really tell you because the mom wouldn't let me tell you. So I hope you guys could understand. Diggle and Theo kind of understand, like, yo, dog, we understand, or yo, brother, I understand what you're going through. Totally cool. Felicity, nope. Holy shit. Like Felicity, she says, I understand, but I can't marry you anymore. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. You gotta be like, I understand where she's coming from. Like, yes, you should have. Like, I guess you should have told Felicity that you had a child. I mean, my one thought process in Oliver's not defense, and I guess in Felicity's defense, is how would the mom find out? How would William's mom find out? That was really my one counter towards that promise. I feel like, I guess somehow the news would have spread. So there's that. But I feel like Felicity says she understands, but I don't feel like she actually understands. Like, this is a hard decision. Like, Diggle accepts it immediately. Like, he's like, yo, I understand. Thea, who has a closer bond than Felicity, says, yo, I understand. So Felicity, who theoretically loves him, why does she not understand? It's like, yes, I understand he's kept secrets from you, and he still will keep secrets from you. But you do have to understand that he is the Green Arrow, okay? There's still secrets that he has not told you because he loves you and he wants to protect you and all this shit, okay? You kind of have to understand this. So I just feel like Felicity does not understand. Also, is it just me or did they make Felicity a bit uglier in this episode than usual? In episode 15 and 16, for some reason, I just felt that Felicity was a bit uglier than the usual. Like, it just felt like they added a bit more makeup than the usual to me. I don't know. I just don't like makeup as a whole, so I just feel like they made a big in them giving the actress more makeup. I just felt she was uglier than usual. Whatever, just me. Yeah. So that was my major issue. They do get help from the Vixen, which they had this thing on the CW Seed, which is like another website that the CW has, and they had like this 6 episode miniseries, which was about half an hour long, in total, and where they introduced Vixen, and I never saw it. I did like the nod towards this, like, yeah, our encounter was animated, or very animated, which was pretty funny because it was an animated TV show or web series. So I did like her. She was pretty badass in my opinion. Basically, what she can do is she has this totem, and she could get the powers of these different animals. Like, she could get the powers of a cheetah, so she'll go very fast, or a gorilla, so she'll be super strong, or something like that, or like a hawk, and she'll be able to fly. So I did like her powers. That was pretty cool in my opinion. But I do like the nod towards Constantine as well. It's like, yeah, like, yo, why can't we just get Constantine's help? It's like, oh, because he's in hell. It's like, oh, wait, what do you mean? It's like, what do you mean? Then Oliver's like, no, he's literally in hell. So that was pretty funny. Like, of course Constantine will literally be in hell. Just another reason to make a season 2 for Constantine. Fuck. I wish they actually no. Even if they don't make a season 2, you know what I wish? If they could make a comic books, like, I don't care if it's a mini series or like an ongoing thing, but like a mini series or a comic book series going off from Constantine season 1, from the finale of Constantine season 1 till however long it needs to be. I like that would be pretty cool in my opinion, because I really like the Constantine. straight up, I think I like the Constantine TV show more than Arrow, to a certain degree. Now, granted, Arrow has gone longer, but for me, I find a bit more enjoyment in Constantine. So yeah, I just feel like Arrow's a bit downer sometimes. So yeah, whatever. But yeah, that was pretty cool. They finally do defeat Damien Dark, by destroying his totem, which is that statue. I guess we saw at the beginning of the season. I don't know what you'd call it. I guess it's a statue, and it's basically the main, which I didn't realize it at first until I saw a review on Channel Awesome. Right, is that the thing at Channel Awesome, whatever. The totem that is in the flashbacks is the same totem that Damien Dark has, so I thought that was pretty cool in my opinion to tie it in. But yeah, that just kind of puts a new interesting perspective into the flashbacks now that you see it. But besides the point, they do defeat Damien Dark, and then they send William and his mom off to who knows where. And Oliver makes a video, hey, I told your mom not to show you this till you're 18. I'm your dad. Hope we can talk soon one day in the future. Goodbye. This was for your safety. Goodbye. So yeah, and then again, at the end, you do have this conversation with Felicity and Oliver, how Felicity can't be engaged or married to Oliver anymore, which, yeah, I don't really like the development for that, but I will say, towards the end, she gets up, because in one of the previous episodes, you had her co-worker, Mr. Terrific, I forget his real name. I know his superhero name, but I forget his real name. But you have Curtis, right? Whatever. She has a coworker. The coworker, as an engagement present, said that, hey, this is a biotech implant that you could use for walking, and here it kind of turns on, I suppose, as she gets to walk into the room. I will say that was pretty cool. It just seemed kind of random that it just kind of woke up or started working properly. And I mean, granted, when she got up, she did kind of stumble a bit. So she tried to gain her balance. So again, it was pretty believable. But I just thought one of those things. It was a pretty cool shot. It was kind of random at the same time. So yeah. And then episode 16, Broken Hearts. You have Cupid, who's back. Oh, by the way, before I get into episode 16, episode 15 is a 7 out of 10. Now, episode 16, you have Cupid, who comes back. You have Oliver and Felicity, who make a fake wedding in order to lure Cupid, which goes in according to plan, in my opinion, which is pretty good. Is pretty good. And you have Damien Dark, who's currently on trial, and Quentin decides to testify against Dark, knowing that he'll then be on his own trial, and he'll have to face trial. Dark is taken down. However, the way they kind of finish Dark's story in this episode was kind of weird, because he turns around towards the end of the episode, and he has this ring in his mouth, and I'm like, is that another totem? What's that about? And everywhere I've searched up, or all the reviews I've seen up until this episode, they don't really explain that ring. I feel like that's going to be something from one of the future episodes, but I'm not going that far, because I don't want anything spoiled for me. So yeah, that was pretty cool. We got some stuff in the flashbacks about the totem that Damien Dark does eventually use, so that was pretty cool, and how it operates. You need souls, dead people's souls to operate that thing, so that was pretty cool, I suppose. And yeah, again, Damien Dark's taken down. Cupid is taken down. The reason that Cupid's head isn't exploded, because she was part of the Suicide Squad, is because her punishment, or her punishment wore off. I guess she was able to go free, and this is the first thing she decides to do. Try to kill newlywed couples. It was just kind of funny how Thea's like, oh, all the newlywed couples that Cupid's killing, they're all celebrity couples. It was just kind of funny, if it was in real life, it'd be like, oh, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, or something like that, or I don't know, Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. I don't fucking know, but celebrity couples, Taylor Swift and whoever the fuck she's with right now, like that. Why did I go to Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes? Aren't they divorced? So yeah. Or DiCaprio and whoever he's banging right now. I don't fucking know. So yeah, that just seemed kind of funny in my opinion. Some MTV VH1 type of shit right here going down. Just kind of seemed kind of funny, like celebrity gossip. I don't know, seemed kind of funny in my opinion. Yeah, overall, and for this episode, I mean, although I like the episode, it just seemed kind of, at this moment, it seemed kind of throwaway because you just had Cupid who kind of randomly pops in out of nowhere, and it doesn't even follow any, and doesn't really follow through with any of the stuff from the previous episodes. Like, because in the previous episodes, we know Ruve, and she basically dropped out of the mayoral race as well after she found out that she lost. I'm assuming she dropped out because it's either that or she's just going, or she's just not going to win at all. I mean, granted, you did have Dark's trial, but aside from that, even after that, I do feel like they downplayed Dark's trial a bit more than they needed to. So I feel like could have expanded a bit more, in my opinion. But yeah, overall, still a decent episode. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. I just, at this moment, I feel like there should be a bit more with that episode. So yeah, I mean, overall, I feel like I am missing a bit of information for every single episode. I think I could have expanded a bit more on every single episode, but I just don't, right now it's 26 minutes long. I don't want this to go any longer than it should. Right now I feel like it's going way too long as it is, but whatever. So I'm just gonna end it off with this. For the most part, the episodes had good acting, good writing, good action. The usual. I feel like Felicity's character kind of went on and off in this. I do like the progression with the dark story and the flashbacks, and Arrow's story. The one major gripe I have is just Felicity and her attitude. As always, I feel like that's my major issue with the whole show. So they cannot write Felicity correct, in my opinion. I just do not feel like they have a good grasp as to who Felicity is and what she is. Granted, I haven't read anything about her in the comics, how she's supposed to act in the comics. But I just don't feel like throughout this whole series they've actually been able to have a well-written Felicity, because she's always too moody, in my opinion. So yeah, that's as much as I'm gonna end it on. I'm happy that Amanda Waller from this show is dead because, in my opinion, this is one of the worst interpretations of Amanda Waller in a movie or TV show or movie or whatever. Okay, second worst is probably the Suicide Squad movie. So yeah, I mean, the DC animated movies have good interpretations of Amanda Waller. I mean good compared to Suicide Squad and this, but even after that, they're not really decent in my opinion. So take it as you will. That's basically it for now. Just to go over the ratings again, season 4, episode 10, 7.5 out of 10. Season 4, episode 11, 6 out of 10. Season 4, episode 12, 6 out of 10. Season 4, episode 13, 9 out of 10. Season 4, episode 14, 7 out of 10. Season 4, episode 15, 7 out of 10. And season 4, episode 16, 6.5 out of 10. Ratings will be down in the description below if you guys want to check them again. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.